Hi, today we're going to do a folk tale from a long, long time ago, and we have pre-made what appears to be a designer material, okay? Miss Amber and I feel we've all been like locked up in the houses and not able to do things, so you guys might want to make your own material. Just take a plain piece of paper, copy paper, computer paper. I still call it typing paper, okay? And then what we did is we took magic markers, and you take a deep breath, and you go, ah! And you get your frustrations out, and you get this fabulously designed material, all right? So this folktale takes place a long time ago. There was a little boy. He lived with his grandmother, his grandfather, his mother, and his grandfather was a tailor. A tailor takes beautiful material designed by Miss Julie and Miss Amber and turns it into clothing, cuts patterns, sews them together. So the grandfather wanted to make something for the little boy. So he took this material and he folded it in half, all right? Very simple, just a fold on the long side of the material. And then he took his scissors, perfectly ordinary scissors, you don't have to use a grown-up scissors, and he cut a sleeve out of this material, which is just two cuts like this, one cut down, and let's just take the top of the sleeve and turn it into a coat for the little boy. The little boy was so thrilled that his grandfather made him a coat. He wore that coat everywhere. He just would never take it off. Buttons fell off of it, patches needed to be put on the elbows, but eventually, what happens to all little boys and all little girls, they start to grow, and his arms got too long for the sleeves, and his legs got too long for the length of the coat, and his mom said, "Oh, honey, we need to get rid of that coat." And little boy said, "No, Mom, Grandpa made it for me. He can fix it." And Mom said, "Grandpa can't make something from nothing. He'll make you a new coat." Little boy went to his grandfather, and he showed him how the coat didn't fit anymore. And Grandpa looked at that coat, and Grandpa had a long beard, so to help him think, he used to go, and he'd stroke on his long beard, And he got his scissors and his needle and thread, and he looked at that coat, and he made a few snips here and a few snips there, and he turned that coat into a fabulous vest. Oh my God, the boy was so thrilled. It was the same material. He got to wear that vest everywhere. He wore it to school, he wore it to his friend's house, he wore it to the playground. The vest started to get a little worn, a little torn, and his mother said, "You are not going anywhere in that vest, young man, okay? It looks embarrassingly awful. Let's get rid of it." And the little boy said, "Mom, but it's from the coat Grandpa made me when I was little. I don't want to give it up. He can fix it." And his mother said, "Grandpa can't make something from nothing." But the little boy took it to his grandfather, showed it to him, and Grandpa looked at it and went, Yeah, it's his beard again. He looked at that, and he got his scissors out, and he took that vest, and oh dear, let's see, how do we get this? Let's do it this way. I'm not a really good tailor, so let's see. Hopefully when I open this up, it's going to look like a tie. Does it look like a tie? Okay, a thick tie, but that was the style in those days, okay? So he wore that tie to, like, when there was a family wedding or they had a big Thanksgiving dinner. He wore that tie everywhere. He loved that tie because it was made from the coat that his grandfather made him. And at one big dinner, he got a big stain of ketchup on his tie, which I know with this incredible pattern, it's hard to see that that'd be a problem, but it was, because his mother knew it was ketchup. And she said to him, "Young man, you are not wearing that tie anywhere. Get rid of it." And the little boy went, "But Mom, it's from the coat Grandpa made me." "I don't want to hear it." So he took it to Grandpa. Grandpa looked at that tie, and he went, And he got his scissors, and he got his needle and thread, and he turned that tie into a handkerchief, which was, in those days, instead of having tissue, they used handkerchiefs if they had to achoo, sneeze in the handkerchief or blow his nose in the handkerchief. And that handkerchief got kind of torn, and then it got a hole in the middle, and pieces of it disappeared, things that happened. His mother said, don't even start with me, that goes in the garbage. The little boy was like, oh, but she goes, you're not using that. He went to Grandpa, and Grandpa looked at what was left of the handkerchief, and he went, And he took his scissors, and he took his needle and thread, and out of the remains of that handkerchief, he made a button cover. And he took that little button cover and he put it on one of the buttons on the boy's pants. He had like little buttons on his jeans, and he put one on there, and the boy was ecstatic. He had the little button on, he climbed the monkey bars, and he went swinging on the swings and the seesaw. He had a great, one day he looked down, boom, the button was gone. As he walked through the house, his mother didn't even say anything because she could see how sad he was. He went straight to Grandpa, and he goes, Grandpa, you really can't make something from nothing. But the Grandpa looked at the little boy and he said, we made a story, and a story you're going to have for the rest of your life. And that's something from nothing, a story my dad used to tell me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you try to make the coat. We'll see you next time.